Hi, second grade families. It's Ms. Moss. I'm back for math. I hope you're ready to stretch your math muscles. And before we get into math, I just wanted to remind you a little bit of our growth mindset. I always take a growth mindset minute. We're part of NV Pride. You can do hard things. You learn from your mistakes. And last week we talked all about effort and how when you put forth your best effort, good things happen. I want to talk for just a sliver of our lesson today about something that I find really helpful when I'm doing math. And that is a very important word that my family uses all the time and the kids in my classroom use all the time too. And that is the word yet. The word yet helps us because oftentimes in our classroom, I will hear kids say things like, I'm not good at this. Or they'll say, I don't get it. Or they might say, this doesn't work. I can't figure it out. Or I can't do this, Ms. Moss. And guess what? If I add one tiny, teeny little 3-letter word onto each one of those sentences, it is the power of yet. Yet just means you can't do it yet. So here's my growth mindset minute, because today we're going to talk about the open number line. And some of you are still working on understanding the open number line, and I want you to embrace the power of yet, okay? I am not good at this yet. I don't get it yet. This doesn't work yet. I can't do this yet. So as you're working today, please embrace the power of yet. Know that if you hang in there with your positive attitude, you can get it. All right, I actually think I took 2 minutes on the power of yet, but that's okay, it's good stuff. Boys and girls, it is learning target time. We are today going to be learning how to use the open number line to find the difference between the numbers. Difference is when you are, and here's my helper card, there's that big math word, difference. Difference is the result of subtracting one number from another number. Or we could also think about it as the amount by which one number is greater than or less than another number. Remember that work we did with comparing? That's important when we think about the difference, because we're finding the amount of space on that open number line that is between the two numbers that we are comparing, okay? I want to quick remind you of some things that we learned earlier in the year about the open number line, just to help you before I switch my camera, okay? I want to remind you that this is what the open number line looks like. And when we're looking at the open number line, when you're on this side or the left side of the number line, the numbers are small. And as we work this way on the number line, the numbers get greater if you're going this direction. We can also take that idea and go the opposite way. And remember, if you're starting on the right side of the open number line and you're working this way, then the numbers are going to get smaller. Understanding how to use just the direction will help you in our work today. I'm going to switch my camera over so you can get a better view of what you're going to be doing. And I'm going to practice by showing you a little example. All right, here we go. Okay, kiddos, there's that learning target. I am learning to use the open number line to find the difference between numbers. And we just talked about the difference being the amount that is between the two numbers when you're solving some problems. I'm going to quick show you the activity you're going to be working on. It's called Subtraction and Measuring Practice, and it's DJ's strategy. It says DJ likes to make hops on the number line to solve his 2-digit subtraction problems like this. And they give you an example of 54 minus 25. And then they show you how DJ uses that number line to get to the difference, to find the difference between the two numbers. I'm going to practice again with an example that is similar to the work that you're doing on these two open number lines so that you can have a model to look at when you're working on the work by yourself. For our first one, if you were trying to find the difference between 73 and 26. So our equation here would be 73 minus 26 is the same as what number? And you're going to use the open number line to see if you can figure out what that difference would be, okay? Now, remember, the difference is the amount when you subtract one number, the number we're subtracting is 26, from another number, which is the 73. Now, thinking about what we know about the open number line, I know that since 26 is smaller than 73, it would be right here on my number line. And I want to find out how many jumps are between 26 and 73. And when I do that, I'm going to be able to find the difference. Okay? And there's a couple different ways you could do it on the number line. We have two strategies we use a lot in second grade to help us arrive at that difference. The first thing I could do is I can notice, 26 is awful close to 30, right? The nearest 10 to 26 is 30. And I know that I would need to jump, because I know my 10 facts, I would need to jump a 4 to get to the 30. So that's my first jump. I got to a 10. And now that I'm at a friendly number like that 30, which is a 10 or a landmark number, I can now keep adding 10s really easily. I could go 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh, but I'm not going to jump 80 because then I would pass that benchmark number of 73, which is where the difference is. So I'm going to quickly label. I have 40, 50, 60, and then 70. I knew I had to stop. Now I have to think, if I'm at 70, what would I need to get to the 3? Before I do that, I'm going to fill in my 10s here. And then I would notice I just need 3 little 1s to get to 73. Okay? That is using my 10s and my 1s. I could also, I'm going to switch my pen, because if you were at 30, you could also do this in a big giant leap and say, I know 3 10s plus 4 10s, or 40, would get me to 7 10s. And then that would be a way I could do it as well. And now I have to figure out, if I add up my jumps, the 40 plus the 4 plus, right here I have 3, that would be a total of 40, 44, 47. So the difference between 73 and 26, or 73 minus 26, is going to be 47. This strategy is when I used get to a 10, right? I got to the nearest 10. Another way some kiddos like to think about the difference between 26 and 73 is I could just start counting by 10s and go until I got as close to 73 as I could. So I would say 26, 36, 46, 56, 66. Oh, and now again, I'm going to stop, because when I look here, 66, if I were to jump another 10, I would be at 76, which would be past my landmark of 73 that I'm trying to get to. So now I'm going to stop counting by 10s, and I'm going to think, well, if I'm at 66 and I'm trying to get to 70, 70 is going to be about right here. And how many would I need? Oh, I would need 4 more to get to the 70, because I know my 10 facts. And then I would still need those 3 1s. And so again, if I switch my pen, I could see 26 plus the 40 would get me to 66. And then I have the 4 and the 3. Just like I had the 4 and the 3 here, they're just in a different place because of how I made sense of the problem. And I can clearly see again that I have 40, 44, 45, 46. The difference between 73 and 26 is 47. All right, friends, I hope as you're working on your math today, you are remembering that you're going to be really practicing that open number line and really figuring out a way to find the difference between the two numbers. Here was the examples we worked on together. Remember, when you're finding the difference, you're going to either get to a 10 and then add on the ones, or you could add all of the 10s first, which we practiced a lot with choral counting. So don't forget your hard work with choral counting when you're doing your work today, okay? Remember, it looks like this. And I have a feeling some of you, because I know when we left school, we're still exploring that open number line. This might feel a little challenging today. It might feel a little hard. And I want to remind you before I say goodbye to embrace the power of yet as you are working on the open number line. If you feel in your heart that you don't get it, just remember to add on that word, I don't get it yet. You can do hard things, enjoy working on the open number line, and remember your teachers are just a phone call away, and we would love to help you on your math. So please reach out if you need it.